Go! Welcome to a episode of Filabot Live. Today we're going to talk about the team's recent trip to Maker Faire, and by team I mean everyone but me. So I'm going to be in your shoes, and we're going to talk
You're
about
the host.
Maker Faire. Hosted by me. I'm Jeremy. It's Tyler. Behind the cameras,
I'm
Kevin.
just getting all my.
Whit and Chantel are over there, and Tyler's fidgeting with
I'm getting all my
stuff he
stuff
brought
ready.
back from Maker Faire. So bottom line, recently the team went down to Maker Faire in New York City, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Maker Faire and whether or not you should go. We're gonna talk about if you go, how to get the most out of it, and talk about our experiences and how it's impacted Filabot, because this was not the first time
No.
the team went.
No.
Did I set that up well?
was
Is there
great.
anything else that we should preface?
This
that we're
is
gonna talk about?
the 9th annual World Maker Faire, and I think there's 2 World Maker Fairs, New York City and California area.
That feels fraudulent to say
Bay
that.
Area.
If you
Bay
say
Area.
something is a world event, it should only happen in one place. The World Series, like there aren't
It's
like 2 World Series.
Yeah, but aren't those players in the World Series only American players?
No, there are plenty of people from.
Well, like the teams.
There are a few teams from Canada
Oh,
and Montreal.
doesn't seem very worldly to me. Anyway, moving on. This is our 3rd or 4th time going. This year we went as attendees. So like, the people walking around and like.
Was this the first time as an attendee?
No, this is our 3rd.
So,
Second.
Second as an attendee.
Oh, and then the 2 years prior, we've had booths.
okay.
So yeah, that's cool. Where do you want to start? You're the host.
What is Maker Faire?
It's just a place for like people to be really geeky and just nerd out.
Okay, so how's it different from every Comic Con?
Because Comic-Con is like very focused on the there was cosplay. So it's
There was
like,
cosplay at Maker
there was
Faire?
cosplay, a whole cosplay section. Let me go through what there was. I got a whole map. Okay. There's a bunch of different zones. I'm not going to go through everything now that I look at it.
Zones?
Yeah, there's zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. Zone 1
This
was
looks like a Domino's menu.
Oh.
Just the colors?
oh yeah, the red, blue,
Yeah.
and white.
I don't want pizza.
So zone 1, it was inside the Science Museum. That's like, to me, that's the more hands-on stuff. So the stuff that you can play with. There's some robots in there.
Give an example or two of stuff that you saw in there.
So in Kinetic Art, which is in the Great Hall, is like this exhibit they have set up. You can go in and play with different water features or logs and like make the water from this one waterfall go to different environments. So like one's naturally a desert, but the moment you start putting more water in it, it grows.
So it's like Marble Works,
Yeah.
but for adults and on a bigger scale.
And like you are on it. And it's pretty cool. So that one's cool. Well, there's robots. You could play with robots.
What kind of robots?
They were kind of there was one that did music. They were kind of like stationary robots.
Okay.
And they just like turned and made weird noises. And,
Fairly simple.
I mean, complex, but with simple parts, which is pretty neat.
What?
Kermit the Frog was kind of a robot.
There was a Kermit the Frog
Oh,
robot?
yeah, that was kinda
like an
creepy.
animatronic?
It was
No?
like on a tricycle.
He
And,
rode it was just this tricycle riding around the whole event.
Yeah.
And it was Kermit on the tricycle.
and like we couldn't find, we're looking around Kermit and didn't see somebody driving them.
Like remote.
Was it not bumping into stuff?
It was not.
Interesting.
Very. We didn't see a
That's
camera
cool.
on it or
I do
anything.
have a video of it.
Oh, one year they had a sand rider, so it was this little thing little device that would drive on the pavement
Yeah.
and spell out words with sand. Yeah.
Nice. Can we
Yeah.
like upload that? How long is the video?
Oh.
It's a Snapchat thing.
Is there a bunch of stuff? This is how well we plan this. Is there a bunch of stuff like this that we could like drop in a blog post that people could hit the website and check out? Like just some fun things like that?
I have a couple things. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously it's not up if you're watching this live, but we'll get that up soon. So filabot.com. But anyway, what other zones? Tyler? What other zones were there?
There was I really liked the blacksmithing. That was cool. All their machines were they made the machines
Nice.
that they used for blacksmithing. They had tiny home zone, so they had some buses. They had a modular like tiny home. You know, they had some other cool shelter things. So shelter
Is a
related.
modular tiny home like Legos?
Oh, they had a building with the bottles that was like the bottles could slide together like Legos, so you could use them as water bottles. You can do that. So,
Interesting.
but yeah, kinda.
What was your favorite zone?
The whole thing.
No, pick one. Other people, what was your favorite zone?
Zone 1, I got these earrings from Sternworth.
No, zone 2.
Zone 2.
Zone 2?
That was in
What
the-
are the earrings made
There's
of?
a lot more like, I don't know how to describe it. There's a lot of like jewelry and clothing and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh, I should have worn the other shirt. I got a shirt.
Like this woman and her husband they 3D print a lot of their jewelry, and make out of cool stuff. So
Nice.
it was really cool to see like different jewelers and clothing makers that have a twist on there.
So when we talk about Maker Faire, when we're using the term maker, it's kind of the truest sense of the word. It's anything that people can make.
Very broad.
Yeah. I mean, you could be a business. Google was there. There's a lot of big names there, and it's all about making.
Is there a focus?
Making.
Okay.
Right?
It's
Like,
just it's a creative, just a big creative event.
Okay.
there's some people like just selling products, or there's some like showing the products they
Or just,
made.
yeah, displaying like a project they made for school.
Oh, that was the one I really liked. There was this guy there. He had a Google Assistant hooked up to the circuit. Like, I don't know what it was, but he would like, you'd say, "What's the weather?" Or like, you'd ask it whatever question, just like Alexis were doing, and it would print it out on a thermal receipt paper.
Oh.
Yeah, you could send it also like bitmap images, and it would. I think that's the right word, right? Bitmap. It would print the image, or like if you said, "I need a star," it would print the star. But it was like, it was just a cool way to, you know,
That's neat.
use paper.
So one of the things that's hard for someone who hasn't been to an event like this to kind of wrap their brain around when it's this broad is kind of knowing like who should go. I mean, we could say everyone should go, but you know, there are people who may not enjoy that. And then there are people who really, really would. So like if we think about the folks who would like super dig it and just like, I'm so glad I went, I'm coming back every year for the rest of my life. Like who are those people?
Not boring people. If you're boring, don't go.
It's very kid friendly. So
Kid
it's
friendly.
good for
Yeah, there's a lot of
families,
kid-
But it's good
Okay.
for adults. Chantel and I aren't super techy, but we enjoy it. There really is something for everyone if you can handle the crowds.
Okay.
The crowds were massive.
Okay, so if you don't like crowds, maybe going to Maker Faire isn't for you, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the only thing.
I think
Okay.
they have close to 100,000 people
Okay.
go to the event over the
There are
two.
other smaller maker fairs all over the country.
Yeah.
There's
There
one
was-
in Randolph, actually.
Are they all affiliated, or is it just kind of a
Yes, they
term?
are
Oh, okay.
affiliated. There's one in Barrie here. There's one in Shelburne.
It's like TEDx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
they're called mini maker fairs, but it's a sect of the
Yeah.
maker fair.
So the one in New York and the one in San Francisco are like the Big Daddy
I
events.
think those are officially hosted by them.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think there's one in the.
In the flyover states. The most disrespectful name for a geographic region.
We're gonna fly over
The
these.
flyover states.
It's true.
All right, so you've got a bunch of
Yeah,
paperwork
I don't-
and what looks to be a sticker hanging around here. So what's going on with all this?
We got a cool sticker. You know, when you go to these booths, just like any conference, you can get some swag. Most of the time, it's business cards, or sometimes they want you to buy a product.
Was all of your swag two-dimensional?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, we got that art piece that we're working on, the
Oh.
sticker art.
Oh, okay.
We got that. What else do we get? We got shirts. You two got some
Just
jewelry,
two-dimensional.
which is still.
That sticker thing is two-dimensional.
Well, the shirt is. I mean, there is dimension to it.
Yeah. I'll give you the shirt.
This is worth like 3,000 words, though. 4,000. Pictures worth 1,000 words.
I don't know that I fully agree with that exchange in all cases, but that's a different subject for a different video that we will never do.
Yeah.
We have a hand up in the audience. Yes, Whit.
Can you talk about Plastic Beach Party and what they do?
Yes.
And how it relates to us?
Plastic beach party?
Or beach
No,
It
plastic
says plastic-
beach party.
What is Plastic Beach Party?
Well, it's a community recycling in Aruba. So we've heard of them before, and we're like, where did we know that? And we were connected through someone, and we saw them there, and they had this amazing, super simple table, but they had these pieces of plastic from the ocean that really highlighted the plastic problem. So they had this one fishing net that was like red, and I was like, what is that? Like you could pick it up and touch it, and the coral had started to eat or grab and grow on the net, but then it died because it was on the plastic. Isn't that crazy?
That's
so
crazy.
this net is like intertwined with coral growing on it. But yeah, their thing is collect it, reuse it, and makes things. So they have a larger format printer that they're working on and taking waste plastic, putting it into it, and building large objects.
Nice.
Yeah. But, that's really what we need. We need more of those people playing with plastics and working with it.
They've played, it's not just printing though, they've played with a lot of precious plastics, designs.
And
So-
hardware.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they aren't just printing the plastic, they're, molding it and what else?
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
it
they
sounds
were like
Nice.
molding it, rolling it, and just shaping it.
But just trying to reuse what's
Right.
already there.
Versus us, where we really want it to be in filament form, so you can 3D print with it. We're like really tying into that niche.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I love that. That was a great booth, like them.
If someone, let's say someone's watching and they're like, okay, you got me convinced. You've convinced me, so I'm gonna go next year, right? What should I know? Because anytime you go to an event this
That
big,
is true.
right, what should you know going in to help you get the most out of it?
So one thing we did was like we split it over 2 days. You don't do it all in one day. Don't pack it into one day.
How many booths are there? If there are 100,000 people that go, how many vendors,
I mean-
how many booths? Thousands of booths.
Hundreds, I don't know. There's a lot of.
I bet there's about a. No,
There's exhibits and booths, so like they have big games and they have flame throwing
Is her voice coming through? Okay, cool.
robots.
I don't have to repeat. No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to check and make sure, sometimes I repeat what you say, but if you're coming through in audio, I don't want to repeat
Well,
it. Carry on.
So there's a lot of booths where you can talk to people, and then there's a lot of bigger things, like bigger structures.
oh, they have the play gym.
They have the hand grabber machine.
Hand grabber machine? What do you mean?
So they had cars, and you'd get in this like lift.
Like a car?
Yeah, and you
Okay.
so you get in this chair, this lift thing, and then
not
you
a car.
put your hand in this like device, and then this device controls this huge robotic arm that's like out there, right?
It was like a 14-foot arm.
It's like,
Yeah,
And it was robot, like all the fingers moved.
like it would pick up the car up into the air and then drop. You would move your hands in the thing like this, and it would drop the car.
We actually did have that online.
that.
Oh, and I did have that on. I think I filmed that when you're.
Oh, that
Nieces.
was a hand. Okay, so I
Yeah.
saw that. So there is a video. It's
Yeah.
a shorter video up on live from, what was that, Saturday? That went up?
Yeah, the first
So you can
one,
check that
the
out.
intro.
Probably the one, if you're going in chronological, probably the one just prior to this one.
I don't think I got it dropping in live though. 'Cause
No,
I think
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Oh.
I just didn't know. I didn't know that there was the hand there. Like that. That's always been my dream, to be in a big robot and just like rah, and like mech warrior it up and wander around and like be robot Godzilla and smash things.
Yeah. So you could if you went to Maker Faire.
But only with one arm. I
Well,
want the whole. I want the whole thing.
they're gonna have 2 next year.
2 arms?
I don't know if that's true.
Don't-
So, other than booths, they have lots of big exhibits and games
Okay.
and
Nice.
dance parties and all sorts of.
Dance
events.
parties or plastic beach party? Like an actual dance party?
Dance battle, actually.
What, dance
Yeah.
battle? What is
Yeah.
a dance battle? Is it like Dance Dance Revolution?
They
No.
did have that. Did you see those? The wooden. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, there's a lot of stuff there.
My mind's going through. There's a lot.
So if there's a niche, it's the fact that there's pretty much everything.
Every niche.
And it's
VR.
probably hard to wrap your brain around what it is unless you've been there.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Obviously a very different thing, but this is reminding me of the way people talk about Burning Man. That I've heard plenty of things about it, and I'm sure it's infinitely more organized because that's kind of the concept of Burning Man. But when I talk to people who've been to Burning Man, they've all expressed it in these very kind of vague, esoteric ways, and they all say you're not going to understand it unless you go, and that's kind of what I'm hearing from the four of you about Maker Faire.
You're not going to understand what all the Maker Faire is, but yeah, we can explain all this stuff to you. You're
So-
just combining all this stuff.
So one of the questions that somebody out there might be wanting to ask is, why didn't we have a booth? If we had a booth the first 2 years and we haven't the last 2 years, why is that?
right.
Everyone's going to look at you to answer this one, so you gotta own up on this one.
I don't like running a booth.
Why
Like
not?
I really want to be out the whole time, just exploring,
Okay.
exploring the whole Maker Faire and seeing what everybody's making.
But also,
Yeah.
every year we're missing one component of our loop.
The grinder.
Oh, well, 1 year it wasn't.
Oh, the spooler.
But-
Yeah, we were always like missing something, and I don't know. We did sell a system. We sold our demo unit the last day of the fair 2 years ago. Oh yeah, and we sold some Wii's. So it's good, but
So we might do a booth in the future. It's not completely out of the realm. Possibilities is what I'm hearing.
we're definitely going.
So we'll be going again next year.
Wow,
Did we
that's
wear
like our
Did we wear
cornerstone.
Filabot shirts? Like, so people could attract us down. Did anybody
I didn't.
see us and like, hey, Filabot? Like, was that a thing that happened?
The plastic
Were we
beach
minor
party.
celebrities? No?
Yeah, we were.
You just got laughed at. I'm guessing that is not. No one agrees.
Kevin, did you have fun? Good. Oh, so Kevin's, was it your cousin?
Yes.
Has this awesome booth. They had a VR and it was the NYIT.
What does that stand for? New York.
New York
Institute.
Institute of Technology.
Oh, okay.
So they have a VR setup where it's like a kidney and you go into the VR world and you're able to throw different like proteins or molecules into the bloodstream and see how the kidney reacts to those. So like you get to pull up all these menus of like different molecules in their 3D shapes. You grab it, you throw it in, and then the kidney will. I didn't really play
here,
the
have
whole.
rhabdo.
Yeah, I didn't play the whole game, so I'm not really sure. I didn't even play any of it. I was doing the drawing, like
Okay.
it was so cool. But they modeled all of it with the drawing tools in VR. So they didn't use the computer. I mean, they used the computer, but they weren't like
Nice.
using. Yeah.
Nice. Were there any trends that seem to be showing up that, like what? I would expect this is a place where we can see what's coming down the line. Were there any trends that the four of you saw? Anything
I
on the
thought-
horizon that people might not expect?
I thought there was a lot more like salesy, like a lot more booths selling stuff, but I thought that was one, and then the other thing was it felt like the 3D printer space was going down actually, like getting smaller.
Normally, there's a 3D, whole.
3D
section
print village.
Called the 3D printing village, and this year they just kind of had the 3D printing people scattered throughout.
Well, they
They
did
were-
have it on the map,
Yeah, but it wasn't as big or as,
right?
Why do you think that is?
Fabrication or-
yeah.
I think with the current tech we have in 3D printing, it's kind of reached that plateau for right now.
It's kind of stable. It works. It
It
works,
works,
well.
and people are using it a lot. We did see a lot of printers elsewhere in the whole fair, not just in the area. So like the Sternworks, they had a printer, and there's other companies that had printers that weren't in the 3D printing village. So
Because
yeah.
really, at the end of the day, it costs a significant amount of money to set up a booth. The logistics
Yeah.
of getting there, renting the space, et cetera, et cetera.
the time involved.
So
and-
you're gonna get primarily commercial enterprises.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, somebody's pitching something if they're shelling out that kind of money.
right.
And if it's not gonna lead to sales, they're probably not gonna do it.
Right.
Like, kind of the same reason we didn't do it. It's not,
I mean, that's
our priority. That's not really where we're gonna sell a lot of systems. You talk
Right.
to people, build relationships, have a dance party.
right. And that's the other piece is Maker Faire is like a great show and tell place. You can just go and show what you've been working on,
Awesome.
and not have to be in it for commercial reasons. So
So is it fair to say that all four of you agree everyone should go at least once? Check it out?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
We got 4 nodding heads. Cool. All right. Did we have any questions come in?
No.
All right. Is there anything any of the 4 of you want to add before we sign off here?
Go Maker Faire.
Go Maker Faire.
Go Maker Faire.
All right.
It's in Queens.
Not Brooklyn.
Yeah, but they retweeted us, so that's
Right,
okay. I love it.
Good PR, bad PR, whatever.
There's no
Wait,
such.
what happened?
I tweeted that we were going to Maker Faire and that it was in Brooklyn, but it's actually in Queens.
Our Maker Faire was in
So they tweeted
Brooklyn.
back at us saying Queens, not Brooklyn. I was like, oh.
New Yorkers get really mad when you
I was
mess up
about
the
to say,
boroughs.
they're like kind of the same in my head, but sure.
Yeah.
On that note,
Similar.
It's like people in Berlin getting mad if you say that they live in Barrie.
Really?
Yeah. Berlin doesn't even have like a downtown, so I like consider.
Berlin doesn't even have its own zip code.
Right, so it's like,
Where is Berlin?
it's just